kids, welcome back. It's Pastor Sarah here, and I can't wait for today's lesson. Today we're going to talk about our big heroes that we find in the Bible. Today's big hero knew a lot. In fact, he knew a lot about a lot. He just knew a lot. God gave him special wisdom. When Solomon first became king after his father David, God showed up to him in a vision in his dream and asked him, "What do you want me to give you?" And Solomon said, "Out of all the things you could give me, I want wisdom so that I could be a good king." So God gave him greater wisdom than anyone who has ever lived and whoever will live. And he had amazing wisdom and insight. Now we're going to talk about that story, but first I want to go into our memory verse. If you remember and have been following along, our memory verse is in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. And it goes like this: "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." Again, that's Hebrews 12:1. Well, wisdom we're talking about today is the ability to look at a situation and to know what is the right thing to do. What is the best response to that situation? Wisdom is making decisions that are good for you and for others. Sometimes when you look at something, it seems like there's two good things that you could do. Wisdom is the ability to know what the best thing to do is. So we are not born with wisdom. We're not born super wise, but over time we can gain wisdom with our life experience. But sometimes wisdom, it just comes from God. It doesn't even come from our experiences. And Solomon was a young king. That's why he asked for wisdom. In fact, it was wise for him to ask for wisdom. So we're going to read our story today in 1 Kings chapter 3. We're going to start in verse 17. Now, two women had come to the king, and they were both moms. And they were arguing, okay? And he was supposed to help them decide what was right. One of them said, "Pardon me, my lord. This woman and I, we live in the same house. I had a baby while she was there with me. The third day after my child was born, this woman also had a baby." So two ladies live in the same house, and they both had babies, only 3 days apart. "We were alone, and there was no one in the house but the two of us. During the night, this woman's son died because she laid on him. So she got up in the middle of the night and took my son from my side, while I, your servant, was asleep. She put him next to her and put her dead son next to me. The next morning, I got up to feed my son, and he was dead. But when I looked at him closely in the morning light, I saw that it wasn't my son." Now the other woman said, "No, the living son is mine. The dead one is yours." And the first insisted, "No, the dead one is yours, and the living one is mine." Now they're just arguing. And so they argued before the king. These ladies are just going at it. There's a very sad thing that's happened. There's a child that's died. And they're trying to decide the living child who it belongs to, because both ladies lived in the same house. Nobody saw what happened, and they were born really close together. I'm going to read all the way to verse 28, okay? "Then the king said, 'Bring me a sword.' So they brought a sword to the king, and he gave an order. 'Cut the living child in two and give half to one and half to the other.'" What a crazy thing to say. The woman whose son was alive was deeply moved out of love for her son and said to the king, "Please, my lord, give her the living baby. Just don't kill him." But the other said, "Oh, neither I nor you shall have him. Go ahead and cut him in two." Then the king gave this ruling: "Give the living baby to the first woman. Do not kill him. She is the mother." And when all Israel heard the verdict the king had given, they held the king in awe, because they saw that he had wisdom from God to administer justice. Now that is a very interesting story, isn't it? he had justice, and he had wisdom for that justice to give out to those women. He knew which one was the mom. These two ladies came before him claiming both to be mom, but he had to figure out, how can he tell who actually was the mom? He knew that the mom would be caring for the child and that she would want him to live and for him to be okay, no matter if she got to raise him or not. The woman who it wasn't her child, she was hurt because her child had died. She didn't care what happened to the other boy. It wasn't actually her child. So Solomon had this wisdom from God, and God had told him how to handle this. Now, I'm going to be very clear. Everyone listening, Solomon had no intention of ever cutting the child in half, okay? He said that to test the women, to see who would have compassion on the child and be the mother, and who would not have compassion and be the one whose son had died. So he had no intention of actually hurting the baby ever, okay? Now, when we think about the decisions that we have to make, sometimes they're really straightforward. If you don't eat your dinner, you don't get dessert. If you want dessert, you better eat your dinner. That's life, right? But sometimes it's really confusing. We don't know what to do. There's a friend at school, they're sitting by themselves, they're your friend, but sometimes our friends are like not talking to us, you don't know what's going on with them, and you don't know. Should I ask them, is something wrong? Should I give them their space? Should I tell a teacher? All of those things are possibly good things, but we can ask God to give us the wisdom to know what is the best thing. So when you're in a situation where you don't know what to do, pray and ask God, help me to know what the best thing to do is. I want to do the wisest thing, because big heroes have great wisdom from God. Great heroes look to God for their wisdom to make good choices. So we can always ask God for wisdom like Solomon did. So I have a couple of questions to wrap up our lesson today. Okay? My first question is, who is the wisest person that you know? Who's that person that always seems to know the right thing to do? Maybe it's your mom or your dad, a brother or sister, or a friend. Maybe it's even a pastor at your church. That's awesome. I think the wisest people I know are here at Light and Life. And God has given them very special wisdom to know what to do. Okay, now about our story. This is a true or false, okay? So you're going to say true if it's correct, or false if that didn't really happen, okay? Solomon was a wise king. True or false? That's true. Good job. All right, the second one is, 3 women came to Solomon, all claiming to be the mother of the same baby. Is that true or false? False, because only 2 women came. That's right, that was a tricky one. All right, number 3, Solomon had met these women before, so he already knew who the mother was. True or false? False. This child has just been born, few days old, each of them, and no one had been there. No one knew who the mother was yet. Good job, guys. All right, number 4. Solomon proposed cutting the baby in half with his sword. True or false? That was true. And remember, he was never really going to do it. That was just what he was doing to test the women, right? Good job. All right, and number 5, last question. The baby's real mother agreed to allow the king to cut the baby in half. True or false? That was false. Good job. The real mother said, whatever you do, just don't hurt the child, right? Good job, guys. Well, that is our lesson for today. I want you guys to remember Hebrews 12:1 as our memory verse. And mostly I want you to remember, if you want to be one of the big heroes from the Bible, then you should ask God for wisdom. Wisdom to do the right thing at the right time. All right, boys and girls, we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye. Welcome, Light and Life kids.
we're going to get to some worship. So stand up to your feet and you can sing along or do some motions with us.
Gotta get up, turn around, jump around, everybody singing in the name of Jesus. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around and praise His name. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around, everybody singing in the name of Jesus. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around and praise His name. Let's clap our hands, let's dance around. Let's stomp our feet and sing out loud. La, 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 la. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around, everybody singing in the name of Jesus. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around and praise His name. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around, everybody singing in the name of Jesus. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around and praise His name. Let's clap our hands, let's dance around, let's stomp our feet and sing out loud. La, 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 la. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around, everybody singing in the name of Jesus. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around and praise His name. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around, everybody singing in the name of Jesus. We gotta get up, turn around, jump around and praise His name.